The control flow of Python program is regulated by the control statement. If I want to control the flow of the program, then I must have the decision making statement. If I want reminder as my output, then I will go with the mod. So percentage is nothing but the mod. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on Python Basic. I'm your Revati ma'am, faculty from the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So dear student, in my last session, I started with built-in data types. So what is data type? Data type is used to identify the item. So here item is nothing but value. So I have the placeholder and what kind of value I'm going to store, either whole number or fraction or character or string. And if I consider built-in data types in Python, we have numbers, we have boolean, we have set, and we have sequence type. And if I consider sequence type, we discussed list, tuple and dictionary. Now, in my today's session, I'm going to discuss control statement. So, what is control statement? What is the need of control statement? So, dear student, think that if we don't have any decision making statement, then what's going to happen? We don't know when to stop the execution of the program. So it is continuous process. So I just want to manage the execution of the program. For that reason, I'm going to have the control statement. So dear student, we have discussed what is control statement in C, Java as well as .NET. Here also we have control statement. So what is control statement? The control statement defines the flow of the program. So how the program is going to execute. For that reason, we require control statement. So a program's control flow is the order in which program code executes. How I'm going to execute the code, in the sense what? After executing one line, which line I want to execute, where I want to jump, all those things are decided in our control flow. So the control flow of Python program is regulated by the control statement. So control statement decides the flow of the execution. So dear student, as we know that computers are nothing but the electronic machine, and if I want to make any work done by the computer system, I want to provide the instruction. And how I'm going to provide the instruction? That is in the form of programs, because computer does not understand any other language rather than machine language. So computer understands only machine language. So whatever the instruction I'm going to provide, that is in the form of high-level programming language. Now, the high-level programming is converted into machine understandable form. So, if I consider any programming language, there must be a control statement in order to decide the flow of the execution of the program. And if I consider Python programming language, I have sequential statement, I have selection statement, and I have repetition statement. So what is sequential statement? And it is by default. So I'm going to write one statement. After that, I'm going to write another statement. And while executing, I'm going to follow the same order. There is no control flow. So that kind of statements are known as sequential statement. So here sequential statement are the statements or the set of statement. So what is sequential statement? It is a collection of statement whose execution process happen in sequence. So dear student, for example, if I write print welcome, next print Python, it's Python, print program. So dear student, this kind of execution is known as sequential. So I am going to execute the first statement. After the execution of first one, I'll go with the second one. After the completion of second statement, I'll go with third one. So there is no condition, nothing. So I'm going to execute the statement one after another. So how it's going to work? So I'll print welcome. After the completion of that, I'll go with the second line. Python, then I'll go with the third line. It is a collection, right? I have three statements. So it is a set or collection of statements, and all these statements are executed in a sequential manner. Then I'm going to have the decision making. So decision making is nothing but the control statement. So dear student, if I want to control the flow of the program, then I must have the decision making statement. So here decision making statement plays very important role. In Python, selection statements are known as decision making. So decision making is nothing but the selection statement. Okay, fine. The selection statement allows a programmer to test several conditions and execute instruction based on which condition is true. So if the user want to make any decision regarding the program, then user want to specify the condition. So user want to write the condition. Based on the condition, the program is going to execute. So I repeat, here decision making is nothing but I'm going to write the condition. Okay, and the flow of the program is depend on that condition. And in Python, I have simple if. We studied in our C program, we studied in our Java, we studied in our .NET, and if else. So it is if else. Okay, fine. We studied nested if. Okay, fine. So this if else. So it is if the condition is true, else if, okay, else. So we had this one in our C program, in our Java, and in our .NET. But same thing is replaced with if else. Anyway, dear student, we studied these four type of control statement in our C programming as well as Java. Similarly, once again, we are going to study in our Python. Okay, fine. So what a simple if? Only one condition. Okay. So my intention is to make that as true. Okay, I don't want anything else. My intention is to make that true. At any cost, I just want to make that true. So here, if statements are called control flow statement that helps to run particular code, but only when a certain condition is met or satisfied. Okay, a simple if only has one condition check. So in simple if, I have only one condition. Okay, fine. See here how I'm going to write the if. See the syntax. If n mod 2. So What is my n? N is nothing but 10. Okay, fine. In C program, if I write same thing in C program, what's going to happen? N equal to 10 if n modulus 2 equal to 0, then printf n is even. Okay, fine. See the simplicity here. See how I'm going to write if. So I want to write the colon. To end if statement, I want to write the colon. But in C, how I'm going to write? I'm going to write the condition within the parenthesis. See the syntax here? Okay. And how the statement is going to work? If n is nothing but the 10, and what is mod? Mod returns the remainder. If I want remainder as my output, then I will go with the mod. So percentage is nothing but the mod. If 10 mod 2 equal to 0, what I want to do? I want to print even number. So I have only one condition. My intention is to make this condition as true, and it is known as one-way branching or simple if statement. Now, I'm going to have second type of, that is if-else. The if-else statements evaluate the condition. So here I have two possibilities. One is true and another one is false. So it's going to evaluate both the possibility. So at a time, one possibility. Okay. So I have two possibility, but while executing at a time, it's going to check only one possibility. So the if-else statement evaluates the condition and will execute the body. Okay. And it is going to test true if the given condition is true, but if the given condition is false. So in C, how we are going to write? If condition, then statements, else statements. Okay, same procedure here also. So if n mod 2 equal to 0. So what I want to print? What I want to print? Even number, right? Else, what I want to print? Odd. So dear students, see the similarity here. So this is my C program and this is my Python code. Okay, so this is my C code and that is my Python code. Okay, fine. See, if condition. So I'm going to have the block, but in Python, I don't have any block. Instead of that, I want to follow the indentation. So I want to place if and else in the same place. Otherwise, I'm going to get the error. Okay. So in Python, indentation is very, very important. Next, nested if statement. So what is nested if statement? In my program, okay, I'm going to have the if condition. And in that if I write one more if, then it is called nested if. So dear student, this is the simple program. And this is the program for nested if as well as if else. So see here, A is 5, B is 10 and C is 15. So what I'm going to do here? First, I'm going to check A greater than B. I'm going to check A greater than B. If this condition is true, my intention is to declare A is greater. So, I'll check A with another variable C. If this is true, what I want to get, A value is larger. Else, what's the remaining? C is larger. If this condition is false, so first condition is false, the control transferred to elif. See, it is elif B greater than C. Okay, elif B greater than C. Okay, so my intention is to declare B is larger. Else, so what is the output? C is larger. Okay, so this is the simple example for nested if statement. Now, dear student, I'm going to have another control statement, that is if, elif, else. So, the if, elif, else statement is used conditionally, execute a statement or block of statement. So, dear student, when I want to print a block of statement together, then I will go with the if, elif, else. And I can able to club this if statements in my for loop and in my while loop. In the sense, in my while loop, I can able to use if statement. In my for loop, even I can able to use if statement. See here, I have 15 and I have 12. So I'm going to check if 15 equal to 12. If it is true, what I'm going to do? I'm going to print both are equal. If not, that is nothing but a elif. Okay, if not is nothing but elif. If not, x greater than y. If not, x greater than y. So x is larger, else. What I want to do, y is larger. So dear student, please follow the syntax here. If, okay, variable or value, condition, variable or value, and it is colon. See here, you have to write the colon. With the keyword, you have to place the colon. Anyway, dear student, in my today's class, I started with what is control statement. So, why I required control statement? In order to control the flow of the program, in order to control the execution flow. And which are the different types of control statement we have in our Python programming, that is if statement, if else statement, if, elif, else, and nested if. And dear student, from the examination point of view, this topic is very, very important. And I'm going to have repetition. Okay, so which are the different kinds of statements? Sequential. So as the name itself indicates that I'm going to execute one statement at a time. So I'm going to follow the sequences, that is order of execution. And we already discussed what is control statement. And the last one here is repetition. So what is repetition? Here repetition is nothing but the continuous execution of the code. There are certain time I want to repeat same block of code again and again. Okay, so what I am going to do? I am going to place that code within the loop. So repetition is nothing but looping. Okay, repetition is nothing but iteration. Dear student, think that I want to print 1 to 5. Each time writing print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4 and print 5. See how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And this is the small number. If I have 5,000, see, if I write same statement 5,000 times, what's going to happen? The length of the program is going to increase, the complexity of the program is going to increase, and this is not the good way to write the program. So, I want to write smart program. I want to become a smart programmer. So, what I'm going to do? I'm going to place this statement within the looping statement. So, I'll specify some condition. If the condition is true, execute that statement that many times. So, what's going to happen? The length of the program is going to decrease. Okay, and it also reduces the complexity of the program. So, dear student, a repetition statement is used to repeat a group or block of program instruction again and again until the given condition is true. When the condition is false, just exit or come out from that block. So, in Python, generally we have for loop and while loop. According to the syllabus, we have to study for loop and while loop. Anyway, dear student, in my next session, the topic is for loop and while loop. So, dear student, in the next session, I am going to deal with the looping statements. In that, especially, I am going to discuss for and while loop. Anyway, dear student, thank you for watching my session, and let's meet in the next session with the new concept, that is for loop and while loop. Until that, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.